Well, we're going to go test out the new camera today. I'm reviewing a new e-bike, and I got the Insta360 Go Ultra. Right now I'm shooting on the Ace Pro 2, but we're going to hook this up to the chest mount right here. I have a little pendant I'm wearing, and then I have the hat clip as well. So I'm not going to be wearing a helmet today, but the bike I'm reviewing is pretty slow, and we'll just take it easy. So we're going to take this and pull it out of its housing and stick it on my chest for the first part, and then I'll also use the hat clip as well, and then I can preview everything right on this monitor as far as what's going on. And let's go ahead and transition over to the new camera. Alright, we are ready to go. This will be the first time I'm riding with this camera. Hopefully this will replace my Ace Pro 2 for rides. But this is the bike we are riding today. It is the Sizzlebk S200 folding fat tire e-bike. It's got a 15 amp hour battery. It's 48 volt, 1000 watt max rating on the motor. And it does a top speed of 23 miles per hour. Close garage. Go ahead and power it on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm not sure with the cicada noise and the camera being kind of far away from my voice, but from the sound of the audio during my testing, it was pretty good. So I think it'll pick up my voice okay. The only thing I'm not sure about is the wind noise, but I do have wind noise reduction on. And since there's no cars coming, let's see if we can get a top speed here on this flat part of the road. Looks like we're only getting 20. Let's try throttle. Looks like we're only getting 19 with throttle. So we got PAS level all the way up. It looks like the speedometer is pretty accurate on here. It is just a little screen, so kind of hard to read. But it's super bright. I can see it right now. It's pretty sunny out. No problems with that. Definitely don't need GPS when riding this. But I would have liked to have seen a lot better speed than this. But this is a budget e-bike. Budget folding fat tire e-bike. So we're not going to take this on the hill climbing road because it is pretty far away. It is on a pretty dangerous road as far as the drivers. They're always in a hurry. It does have 70 Newton meters of torque, so I would assume that you could probably get up to a 6% grade hill, maybe even an 8%. It would be close. This bike isn't really built for power though. It is a folding style commuter. Let's pull over and take a look at it. Now this does fold up pretty small into a tight package. The height range is 4'10" to 6'3", so the seat goes down pretty low. Pretty easy to mount with the step-through frame, so perfect for short riders and anybody up to 6'3". I'm 6'2". I feel pretty big on this bike, to be honest with you. So if you're in the tall range, you may want to look at other options. But if you're looking for a compact 20 by 4 inch fat tire e-bike, the folds and is a nice style. I like the paint color. It comes in two colors, white and black. Pretty basic. Does have a folding handlebar stem as well as a folding frame. Does have front suspension with 80 millimeters of travel, so pretty budget fork on the front. Nothing major there. You could add a suspension seat post to this if you want to add a little bit of suspension to the rear. But they have a couple things that I've not seen on any of the bikes that I've reviewed. First, they have Chow Yang tires on the back. These are puncture resistant tires. They're pretty standard 20 by 4 inch tires. And they got quite a bit of tread, so really you can ride this off-road or on-road if you want. It has some components I've never tested before. This is a Sunrun Index. It is a 7-speed gear set. It does have a double-walled chain guard, so you don't have to worry about it falling off when you're riding or your pants getting caught in there. That's nice to see. It does have a pretty small rear rack here, but you can use that to carry a bag or something for cargo. You do have folding pedals, so you can push those in, those fold up. So when you fold the bike in, it does get pretty compact. Battery does come out right here with a key. You can charge the battery down here. Here's the battery port. There you go. So you can charge it on or off the bike. It does have a rear reflector in the back, no tail light, but it does have a front headlight. Pretty small, not going to be very bright at night, more for visibility. So if you are going to ride this at night at all, you'll definitely want to look at getting a secondary headlight. The handlebars will go up and down, so I think I actually have it on the highest position. Let's see. Yeah, so it's not a real tall handlebar stem here, so that's one thing to note. If you're tall, that's as high as you can really get your handlebars, which is not the best for a tall rider like me. So I think that's why they stopped the range at 6'3" for this bike. Now it does have plastic fenders. That'll stop rocks and rain from flying up on you. And it has a different set of hydraulic brakes that I've never used before, and these are called Ride, and they are 2-piston hydraulic brakes. They do have 180mm rotors on here though. Should get pretty good stopping power for a bike that only does 20 miles an hour. Your screen up here is just pretty much plain. It does show your odometer and trip by hitting the info button, and it has your speed and your PAS levels, and then a headlight button. So now yeah, you have to push and hold it. Yeah, push and hold it, and your little dinky headlight will come on. And it does have a thumb throttle, so you can use that instead of pedaling if you want. It has the Ride hydraulic brake levers up here. Pretty nice grips. I actually kind of like these grips. They're pretty nice and stylish, comfortable, and it does have a trigger shifter, which is kind of cool. Now when you get this and you go to build it, it does have quite a bit of assembly compared to other bikes, so that's why you get it for so cheap. I think right now on their website they have it running at $1,200. If I have any coupon codes, I'll leave them down in the description, as well as a link to purchase this if you're interested. But this is the Sizzlebk S200. It's a folding fat tire e-bike. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see the latest e-bikes coming on the market. Got quite a few reviews coming up. Let me see if I can figure out if I can unlock this or not. P1, how do I go to the next screen? P2, P1, that's all I got. I don't know if there's a secret menu or not, but it doesn't really give me very many options. It doesn't look like I can change the speed at all. If there is a way, I'll leave it in the video. Unfortunately, the top speed we've gotten so far is 22 down a hill and 20 on flat ground with throttle and pedal assist. Hopefully there's no cars coming, so we can test this and see what each PAS level will reach. We'll try to do that now. All right, this time we're gonna ride the bike with you guys on my chest. So let's drop this down to PAS 1, and we're gonna ride this at PAS 1. Looks like we're getting about 12 miles per hour, 13 miles per hour. Not much of a change with PAS 2. PAS 3, I did feel the motor kind of kick in there. 14. PAS 4. 16. And then we know PAS 5 is 20. Though their website claims 23. And from what I can see, there's no way for me to unlock this to a faster top speed, unfortunately. Ooh, we hit 23 going down a hill. Yeah, so 20 miles per hour is the top speed with this 1,000-watt motor. So far though, I think I'm gonna like this camera. They do make an external mic for this that once the firmware update comes out, we'll be able to have an external mic. So if there's any wind noise, that will be rectified once I get the new mic, which I'm just waiting for the firmware to come out first. I think I can still plug an external mic into this, but USB. Interesting to see. The Go Ultra is a really cool camera. Lots of features. Quality of video is extremely good for a camera of this size. Overall though, this bike rides pretty good. The fat tires are definitely going to provide you a lot of cushion. So, and there's like, you're not ghost pedaling with this bike, considering it's only doing 20 miles an hour. So you'll get quite a bit of pedal power with this. If you live in a flat area, such as my subdivision, then you will have no problems riding this bike. Now it does feel like the sensor on this bike is pretty... Oh, I just got a pedal strike. That's one thing about step-through bikes is you gotta be really careful with that when you're going around turns. You want to put the side you're leaning on, you want to put that pedal up. This bike is pretty fun to ride though, pretty nimble. Seems very solid so far. Brakes work really good. Probably overkill for this bike, to be honest with you. I like that I'm not ghost pedaling at all. So it feels like I'm actually getting some exercise, even though I'm on PAS5 and almost to the max speed. So yeah, really enjoyable ride. This is not a speed demon. This is for somebody who wants a safe, legal e-bike that's gonna, not hit 30 miles an hour or whatever, 28 top speed. So this is really considered like a class 2 in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, as soon as you start pedaling, that sensor kicks in and you can feel that motor going. Now with a 15 amp hour battery, only doing 20 miles an hour, I would say you probably get close to 40 miles of range, which is pretty good. But yeah, it feels pretty solid. Really enjoyed it. If this camera did work out, and you can see I got a couple new bikes in here. But if this camera did work out, this is what I'm going to be using from now on to review e-bikes. But I haven't seen the transition from outside to inside, so that's kind of going to be something I want to see. And I really like this little camera. So far during my testing, it's performed exceptional. If you guys are looking for a small action camera, especially this tiny, it's like literally just a square, this might be the one to get. I think it's going to pair well with my Insta360 Ace Pro 2, which is like the big daddy of the Go Ultra. But yeah, this just came out. Really excited to continue to use it, and with it having pretty much the same color profile as the Ace Pro 2, I can have two different viewing angles of my rides at any given time, and it shoots pure video, so really good at night or dark situations like in my garage. Having two different angles with the same color picture is always aesthetically pleasing when you watch, so really excited about that. But thanks for tuning in to the review of the Sizzlebk, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.